Hey guys, this is Mr. H. I'm going to do question number 35, and I'm going to show you basically how you need to be able to create a box plot. You should be able to create a dot plot, and you should also be able to create a histogram or a bar graph. So I'm going to show you with this question how to do that. And then I'm going to put a link at the end. If you've forgotten how to do box plots, dot plots, I'm going to put a link at the end of this video that you can go watch that, and it'll go in more detail on how to do that. So, all right, so let's get going. So very first thing you see here is it says they gave us a data set, and the data set has, let's see, how many numbers is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We've got 15 numbers here. And let's see. Yeah, we got 15 numbers. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take these 15 numbers. I'm going to enter it into the spreadsheet. To be honest, I should have done that before I started the video. So I would save some time. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to create a dot plot. And then I'm going to create a box plot. And then I'm going to do this. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out which one of these answers is correct. So basically, we're going to have to go through and look at each one of these individually. So I need my calculator. So let me go grab my calculator. Here we are. And we're going to use the spreadsheet. So I'm going to say, I just call this data. And then I'm going to go here and I'm just going to enter all 15 of those numbers. So it's 65, 70, 70, 70, 70. So I have 4 70s. I have 3 80s. 1, 2. Oops. Messed that one up. Let me go up and fix that. 80. And then 80 again. And then I have 85. And then I have 90. How many times? Twice. Now, obviously, I didn't want to waste too much time doing this, but I mean, there's some value to this. You got to be careful when you're entering your data, make sure it's accurate. But if your data is wrong, you're going to miss this question. All right, so now that I've entered it and you can see that there's 15 data points, I'm going to go to the home and I'm going to use the data and statistics page. Down here, I'm going to put the data. Now, when you click that, and when you put the x-axis there, it's going to automatically create the dot plot for you. So if we compare this to the original one, you can see this is 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. If we go to the iPad, it's the same thing. I'm going to move this over a little bit so you can compare it. 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So these match. So this is correct. So anything that doesn't have a 1 is not the answer. So we can eliminate that one. Now let's go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this dot plot and we're going to make it into a box plot. So the way that you do that is you just go menu, you go to plot type, and you're going to change it to box plot. Boom. Choose that. And there's the box plot. Now, what's key is what are the numbers? So it says the minimum is 65, quartile 1, or the lower quartile is 70, the median is 80, the upper quartile or the third quartile is 95, and the maximum is 100. So again, let's go and compare that. So if you look at this, you can see that the minimum is 65, the quartile 1 is 70, the median is 80, and the upper quartile or the third quartile is 95, and the max is 100. So this also matches. So now 1 and 2. So this one we can eliminate. So now it's either between 1 and 4. So basically what we need to be able to do now is we need to be able to check this histogram to see if this is also right. So let me go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go menu, and I'm going to change it from box plot to histogram. Now, if you look at this, this doesn't really look like what's on the spreadsheet. So some of y'all might say like, oh, number 3 is not the answer. Well, when you compare it, you got to try to make your graph, your calculator look like this. And right now it doesn't, because these These bins where you're collecting data, this only goes up by 2. This only goes up by 2. These bins over here go from 61 to 71. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make our histogram look like this, and then we're going to see if these match. So here's how you do it. You go here, we're going to do menu, and then on this one, we're going to be changing some properties of the histogram. So you do histogram, and we're changing what's called bin settings. We want them to be equal bin width. So now, it starts at the bin width goes from 61 to 71, which means that's a width of 10, and it starts at 61. So that's where we're going to start our histogram, and then we're just going to press OK. Now, let me see, can I move this down? Okay, so you can't see the top of this. So I'm going to go to menu, and I'm going to change the window. I'm going to change it to data. Now, so now here is my histogram. Now, what you need to look at is from 61 over to 71, how many data points are in there? And we're going to compare this with this one. So if you look at the paper or the test, there's 5 in that first one, and there's 5 here. The second one from 71 to 81, this one has 3, and this one also has 3. So far, these match. And if you look at the next one, it goes from 81 to 91, and this one has 3, and this one has 3. So now I go over to the final one, and it has from 91 to 101, it's 4, and this one has 4. So this one is also correct. So all 3 of these are correct. So the answer for this one is number 4. Now, if you aren't sure how to do a box plot or dot plot or how to change the settings for a histogram, you need to go back and watch the video that I created a few months ago. That'll show you basically, and it'll go into more detail on how to change the settings for all of those kinds of graphs. But for now, the answer for this one is number 4. And at the bare minimum, you have to be able to create a dot plot and a box plot. But to be honest, you should be able to do all 3 of them. All right, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to post.